Yo, 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 what's going on, folks? StanTheMan here, and welcome to Across the Border starring StanTheMan. How is everybody doing today? Woo-wee! Alright, let's say hello to our guest, and there we go, we are live. What's going on, folks? And good morning to Silver News. How are you, my friend? Good morning, good morning. How are you? Let me turn on the volume. Hello.
How you doing? Yeah, I'm
Good.
doing good.
Good. Alright, guys, first things first, do let me know, can you hear Silver News good? I hope everything is leveled up. If not, do let me know. Alright, so we shall start first things first, of course. I'm gonna go through you guys with all of the stuff we're gonna talk about. So first thing is gonna be FS19 because Gamescom is done and we managed to see a ton of stuff happening, okay? We have gameplay, we have photos, we have all sorts of stuff. Then we're gonna move on to Euro Truck Simulator and American Truck Simulator because we had a bunch of updates and trailership ownership is coming, guys. Woo-wee! And in the end, if we have time, we're gonna talk about a little bit of Cyberpunk, we're gonna talk about a little bit of indie games, War Thunder, World of Tanks, amazing. So let's get into it, guys. First things first, let me switch up the scenery. This is better. So Silver News, can you tell a few words about you, represent your channel, what your channel is all about, so our viewers know what's going on?
Okay, well, I started Silver News in around January this year, and I wanted to start something unique because everyone who plays the games that I watch on YouTube, they all sort of just do the gaming and stuff, and it's great and everything, but I thought I'm more into sort of news and stuff. I've always been into the news and what's going on around the world and stuff. So I thought, why don't I start Silver News and go from there and do that. So that's what I'm doing, and hopefully people are enjoying it.
Awesome. And I'm not sure, guys, you know, but Silver News is one of these type of channels which is dedicated to just bring the news, and it's definitely something else. So I'm very happy to have him on the show because from my other guests, he is a completely different person, okay? So his channel is all about the news, all about the information, and he's a really cool dude. So thank you again for accepting my invite, Joe. Thumbs up for you. And also, guys, his channel is in the description below, so don't forget to check him out. Alright, so let's switch up the scenery real quickly because I do have something for you guys over here. Let me get my OBS. Just a sec, there we go. And I have a video for you folks to watch over here, just like so. There we go. Unfortunately, I cannot play music because I'm not sure if we do have a copyright or something. So this particular video that you're able to watch right now is from Farming Simulator's Twitter page and YouTube channel, and it's basically a little bit of a combined footage from Gamescom. As you can see, we have some little bit of time lapse of people playing. Silver News, have you watched this video?
Yeah, I've seen it, and it looks really good. You can see there's a lot of people going to the Gamescom event, and you can see the Farm Sim booth with FS19, and looks like a lot of people have enjoyed it. So yeah, a little bit upset that I didn't get to go, but we'll have it in November.
One thing I noticed about the video, and it's actually made me really happy, is you can see a bunch of people from all ages, from kids to young people to adults. I even managed to see all elderly people, which is actually amazing because usually don't see elderly people on shows like these. So that was actually that's actually quite fun. Also, guys, don't forget you can have questions asked about us, about the show. So after we finish Farming Sim, you will have around 2-3 minutes to ask your questions. So whatever you want to ask, keep it to the end, folks, because right now me and Silver News gonna talk about a little bit of Farming Sim 19. So basically this was the video over here, so we can switch to this view over here, and this is a gameplay video of the new game again. Let me do this and let me play it for you. There we go. So I'm gonna play this video in the background, and so me and Silver News can talk about the new game. So Joe, what are your first impressions in general about the game before you managed to see the gameplay videos, and what are your thoughts about the new game after you managed to see a bunch of more media coverage?
Well, we was getting all the we was getting a lot of information about the game early on, quite early on, before we even saw any gameplay stuff. So, um, first of all, my expectations were pretty big. You know, they were saying we have horses, and the lighting's changed, and dynamic sky, and cotton, and a lot of things have changed it now, and that was before we even saw any gameplay. Now that we've seen the gameplay, yeah, I think it looks. Um, it's definitely looking at the map and how the map is and everything. It's definitely very good. I do like it. It's reached my expectations. So yeah, it's good. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing how all the mechanics in the game work out and things. I saw there was a horse moonwalking in one of the in like a placeable area.
Mm-hmm.
What they have. So hopefully there is a few things here and there that could do being fixed, but it does look really good. I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm. I noticed that on Discord and on Twitter, I've read some mixed reviews about the game, and let me make clear that because I think most of these thoughts that being written are more from kids, but people are getting this mixed vibe that maybe this next installment of Farming Sim 19 is more of a upgrade of FS17. What do you think about that?
Um, well, I think every game is an upgrade in a sort of sense. When every game comes out, um, but yeah, there's definitely things that have been upgrading it. I think maybe VF can confirm this in the chat. I think every vehicle has sort of has been redesigned.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a convert now. It's all been redesigned, so that they've all been upgraded and renewed and everything. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think it's there is things that have is FS19 is far beyond an upgrade. Yeah, it is. There is things that have had an upgrade, but there is a massive majority of stuff that is just brand new, and it's looking really good.
Mm-hmm. Well, to be honest, I do think that Giant Software actually is doing pretty sweet job, because we've seen a lot of AAA games. For example, the first installment of the game, it's amazing. People love it. People are crazy about it. But when the second game comes, um, they upgraded so much that they blow away everybody. Like, they fix bugs, they fix game mechanics. In general, the second installment of the game is perfect. And then after 2 years, for example, or 3 years of development, the third installment of the game comes, and the developers cannot bring that many new features just because the second installment was so perfect. And I do think that Giant Software are doing pretty sweet job not bringing that many new features, not upgrading the game too much, just because to keep the community on edge, just to have this. For example, John Deere, that is one of the biggest farming manufacturer brands in the world, just having this in the game, not as a mod but as a standard feature, is more than enough to bring this new feeling to the game. And we do see that we do have some more physics added to the game, joysticks moving, pedals, these small little details that are usually, for example, I do think that they can add this in this installment of the game, Farming Sim 17, but just having it into the new game, just this brings this new touch. So I do think this is the correct choice. And by the way, now we can see the John Deere just moving around, which is amazing. Also, another new feature of the game is fertilizer spreading. So we do have the fertilizer spreading and fertilizer spraying. We do have new textures of fertilizer being spread, and it leaves this white texture on the ground, and the weeds getting destroyed by the fertilizer sprayer. So I do think that this is gonna bring even more immersiveness to the game. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it is. I mean, there's the weeding as well. Weeding's in the game now. You can, and you can see when you're fertilizing the fields now. You can see we know there's I think they said there's was it chalk what's going to be in the game? One of the two, or
Mm-hmm.
lime. I think it's lime.
Mm-hmm.
That could be what was in the gameplay videos. That could have been what was being put on the fields. It might not have been fertilizer. I'm not sure too yet about that. Lime, yeah, it is lime. But yeah, and fertilizing as well. You can now sort of go over the crops and kill them off. When they're growing in the field. So yeah, there's a lot of new mechanics with fertilizing and things, which I'm looking forward to.
Mm-hmm. One thing I was, by the way, when I was doing the script last night and just trying to combine all the information about farming sim, I noticed something which is actually very important. People right now are just crazy about farming sim 19. We've had so many videos put out. I mean, just look at this. Just a tweet from the official Twitter page of Farming Sim about the new game is getting the people crazy. Do you think that people are getting so hyped and they have so many expectations that whenever the game comes out, the hype may go down the line very very quickly, or do you think people are gonna get even more hyped? And let's not
Mm.
forget that Farming Sim just won the simulation game of the year.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, which to be honest, it's a really good game. But there was some other really good competitors there at Gamescom. I mean, Euro Truck was there, and SCS Software. They have a really good game. So it's really good that they've got it. It's a big thing to get. Um, but yeah, going back to what you were saying, the expectations. Well, looking at the people at Gamescom, how they've been playing the game. I mean, they've really enjoyed it, and you know, I reckon there'll be. I mean, it's inevitable. There's going to be some people who are going to say it's going to be like FS17 and nothing's changed.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I think there's a big majority of people who are gonna it's gonna be good for them and they're gonna like it. Yeah, it's going to reach sort of the threshold of what they expect.
Cool, cool, cool.
So like, I'm just looking at the video now. You can see the birds coming out of the field.
Yeah, this is a new feature, just small detail, like we said. Just the game is full with details.
Yeah, there's just new things everywhere, and the
Mm-hmm.
whole map now has new sounds and everything. So when you're driving around the map, the sound, so it's just more immersive.
Mm-hmm. And now we can see about the person driving the Fendit is gonna start spraying, removing the weeds, and we can see the color changing just right now. There we go. They become from green, red, yellowish to dark. So it's
Yeah,
like
you
simulated.
see, yeah, you see some people who watch this video, and me initially at the start, I thought that these flowers, these weeds, just disappear. But if you look carefully, you can see them sort of being dead and being killed off. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that's happening. Some people want the weeds to sort of slowly die over time. I think that I would like to see that, to be honest, but I can sort of see why they're doing it like this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Also, there is one more thing I noticed is um, just because from Farming Sim 15 through Farming Sim 17 and now Farming Sim 19, we see more and more content creators who dedicate their channels around Farming Sim. Me particular about the time lapses. So I've seen people who actually enjoy watching time lapses putting out comments saying, "Oh, this mechanic may not look as a time lapse," or and there is other people who quite enjoy watching, for example, Daggerwin or the Polish and German speaking content creators. They also put out their own commentary saying, "Oh, this may not be good for example, for a particular series that the creator is doing." So I'm getting these mixed reviews, and it's kind of funny for me because people are actually more considered of the creators, how they gonna respond to the new game, how their new content is gonna look like, than just playing the game themselves. What do you think about that? I think for me it's very interesting. It is very interesting for me.
yeah, it's content creators and everything. It's yeah, it is very interesting, and it's I suppose we're going to see how we'll see over time how it sort of plays out with all of them and everything. But um, yeah, it's definitely looking good on that side.
And now we were able to see how placing mechanics is working in the game. So basically we have three colors: red, yellow, and green. So red, you can't place it there. Yellow, maybe, but you need to move it a little bit. And green is all good. You can place it there. And also it's very interesting, the mechanics of how you buy different parts of the map. So you don't buy a particular field, you buy a particular spot from the ground, from the land itself. Doesn't matter if it it can even consider just roads, but you can buy it. You can do whatever you want. And now we can see even the horses, different animation about that. And the horses, I think they really did a quite good job. Even the sound of galloping and the horse running is done very, very well.
Yeah. Also the horses as well. You can now place where they are on the map. So there's not like the map creator who made the map. He doesn't sort of dictate where the horses are now. I suppose there might be an ability for him to do that, but I don't know just yet. But you can sort of place your own things now, and your horses and cows and everything can be wherever you would like them to be. Um, what I hope for is that you can actually, like, if you look at the horse stable at the minute, the horse sort of paddock where the horses are, it'd be nice if modders can make
Let me
a
turn the
sort of
video back
their
so the
own.
people can watch it. Here it goes. So this is the stable again.
Yeah. So it'd be nice if like a modder can sort of make their own sort of horse sort of stable area, if you know what I mean, and you can place that instead of just always using the Giants default one. So obviously that's more of a, I suppose, European one, and British ones might have more sort of more sort of wired fencing or something, you know. So
Oh,
um,
imagine a horse with the StanTheMan logo, Silver News logo on the side. That would be amazing. We can ride those horses.
on the back of its butt or its neck or something.
Yep. Oh, just in the middle over here. Right, so let's go through the video a bit more. Over here we can see how the person is gonna buy a part of the land. So this is it. So let me pause it real quickly. Over here, let me grab the correct spot. So over here we can see different parts of the map, and currently this guy owns 3 parts, so it's green. The rest of it, that contains a little bit of forest, a little bit of landscaping, the town, we have a lake on a little bit of the right there, and the fields. This is not his, but he can buy it if he wishes. Everything in green, again, that contains some land, some roads. Even on the left side of the video we can see that the part of the land he owns, it contains even the train tracks. So that's awesome. I mean, you can really feel that, okay, you know what, this is mine, and he can place road barriers. Nope, you cannot go through here, you have to pay, sorry. Okay, so let's see, this guy, you see, now he clicked and we're able to buy this parcel of land that contains everything. I think this is one of the features which actually is bringing the immersiveness even more. Okay.
Yeah, what I would you can see the rivers and everything. Giants were talking about. I think they did say once about they'd like to make the game more sort of. I don't know how they worded it, but sort of like more open world, where where one day, like right now we can drive trains and everything. There was hoping one day you can have it so we can sort of sail boats and things, so and barges and stuff. So and even planes. There was a point when they said about planes, crop dust and things. So I think
Ooh.
that was in an article not too long ago. So
Mm-hmm.
they are making it more sort of immersive, an open world type stuff, which some will like, and I suppose some won't. But
Mm-hmm.
it's
But do you think that uh so we know in real life the farming industry is huge. You have just unlimited ways to do farming, starting from your bare hands to using giant equipment, like big huge equipment, having 10, 12, 13 tractors working at the same time, for example, on a field that's big, around 50 hectares, which is huge. But do you think that maybe farming in game has its limits? For example, Do you think that probably in the next 5 to 10 years, if all goes good for the Farming Simulator franchise and they continue making these amazing games, do you think that there's gonna be um, um, this place in the game that says, you know what, we cannot add any more of it's a real life, okay, but in game we cannot add it? Do you think that they can reach their limits?
Mm. Um, well, I mean, technology is ever much increasing as well in real life. So
Mm-hmm.
there's gonna be a point when I don't know if you've seen the new case. Ah, it's, it's a case Magnum, but it hasn't got a cab on it. Maybe you can bring it up,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's an autonomous tractor,
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
and CNH Industrial, they're working on it,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and I mean, once that comes out to the mass market, I suppose that'll be in game, and
Ooh, interesting. Very, very interesting.
so there's going to be a point when a lot of things in game are going to just be robotic, to be honest, and
Mm-hmm.
um, my views on it are sort of I don't know. The reason farmers are farmers, I'm not going to get into too much into this, but the reason they like farming is because they get to go out in the fields, and they get to look at the countryside and everything. But if you look at the future in this way, everything's going to be autonomous, and the farmers are going to be sat at home driving it, and watching the stats and everything on the computer. So um, I don't know, but I think they should make tractors with a cab and some um, sort of the more with cabs,
Mm-hmm.
but so they can have the ability to be autonomous, or you can have the ability to drive them.
Mm-hmm. So now I just placed the photo on top. So yeah, it looks really interesting. Like it's high tech. It even has these double tires. Yeah, it looks very, very interesting, folks. Listen, autonomous driving and all that, GPS loading your. For example, the farmer wakes up. He takes the case Magnum. He uses his iPhone or Android. Doesn't matter. Like, okay, case, you need to drive. He loads the course. He used a little bit of courseplay because he played Farming Sim like 10 years ago and he knows how to use courseplay. And with a touch of a button, there you go. And he goes to drink his coffee.
Mm. So
That's
someone
awesome.
someone says in the chat that it looks stupid. It's I wouldn't say it looks stupid, but I would say it isn't something I would want. I'd rather have a cab on it, and it can be autonomous with a cab.
Mm-hmm,
Then you can
mm-hmm.
still have the ability to drive it if you want. There is a video out of it. This has actually been made, and it has been in fields testing out.
Let
There
me
is a
try and
video of
find
it.
it.
Yeah,
Let
and
me
there's
see.
also a New Holland one with a cab that's autonomous as well.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Let me see. Can I find it?
Real life
Uh,
cosplay,
mm-hmm.
virtual pharmacist. Yeah, it is.
Mm, nope, I don't seem to find the video. Oh well, but yeah, it does. Just from a photo, it does look very interesting, folks. It does look very, very interesting. So I do
I'll
agree. I do agree that just
I've popped it in your Discord channel.
oh,
In
thanks, thanks, thanks. Okay, let me copy the link then. And let's do this. Browser. We shall play it in just a sec. There we go. Beautiful stuff are happening.
virtual pharmacists, I think we're a long way off autonomous farms, especially in the UK, maybe 30 to 50 years. Yeah, in the UK definitely, because I mean there's tight roads, and I mean but 30 to 50 years, yeah. But you got to remember how from like 2000 to 2018, um, every year technology is getting even faster and faster and faster at being made. So in in 18 years from now, it's not going to be like the last 18 years have been. In 18 years, it's going to be like 28 years. That's technology is just, it's getting so much faster and better. So it probably will be 30, 35, 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
So,
All
yeah.
right, so here goes the video. There we go.
But again,
Beautiful.
I would like to see it with a cab instead of it just being without a cab, because then you have
Mm-hmm.
the ability to drive it as well if you want.
Yeah, I do think that this autonomous driving, like we see it in the cars with Tesla, BMW experimenting, Audi experimenting, Mercedes experimenting, just not to have a driver inside a huge machine that is capable of, for example, if it has some technical problems, it may even injure or kill somebody. Yeah, this is something that it's for the future. Okay, so we're
Yeah.
not able to see the tractor. Look at this 3D mount. I do quite enjoy how this looks, by the way. And we have some GPS sensors in the front, infrared probably, and some cameras. Alrighty. Again, folks, I'm not sure if the music is copyright, so I'm not gonna play any music.
Well, yeah,
Um.
that New Holland tractor, that's autonomous,
Mhm.
and it's got a cab. So
Mhm. But yeah, it's just the technology is so new, and it is very, very difficult to write the code using all the mechanics, infrared sensors, cameras, GPS position, and probably the technology is very sensitive. For example, what happens if the terrain is very uneven? Can you scan all the field? Or the weather is changing very fast and it's raining after 15 minutes, it's mm, clear skies, and after 15 minutes it may even start running snow, who knows. And the technology has to be advanced enough, the computer has to be strong and powerful enough to calculate all these changes, so you don't want to find your tractor on top of the tree like you usually find it in FS17 because we know how the AI can be in the game.
mm. Well,
uh,
you actually see the farmer in a minute go inside his house,
mhm.
and go on his computer and watch the tractor. So it's like he's playing real life farming simulator.
But yeah, just having the ability is so amazing. I mean, if we take a just a step back, like 10 years ago, what we have, equipment, phones, even cars, like just how fast the world is changing. Just not just games in general. I mean, look at this autonomous tractor driving. 20 years ago, nobody is thinking about anything like that. It's just crazy how the technology is advancing, folks. It is something
Well,
else.
well, not too long ago, people wouldn't they'd think it's they'd think it's alien being able to, go on your phone,
Mm-hmm.
and talk to somebody across the other side of the world.
Yeah.
But now we can do it.
Yeah. Or you have to use these very expensive phones with big antennas, have your phone connect to the satellite. Whew. But now we can do it, no problem.
And we can see
Oh.
them now as well
Mm-hmm.
while we're
Mm-hmm.
doing it.
Oh, look at this. So this guy actually is playing a real farming simulator from his house. Oh man, it's just crazy. Um, So, about the new game, let's do a quick recap. Oh, Gamescom. I think we should talk about Gamescom after this, but first thing first. So, new game comes out at 20th of November. If everything goes well and the game does not being pushed back, we're gonna have new mechanics like fertilize spreading lime, fertilize spraying with the weeds. We're gonna be able to get horses. Even we have to ride them, by the way. We forgot to say that the horses, we have to ride them so the horses can upgrade, and they have I think star rating. Was it, what was it, star rating? Or I think it was
Um,
stars, that the
yeah, I think
levels.
yeah. There's like a rating, there's like levels on the horses, and the more experience that horse gets, the more you ride it, the more I suppose
Mm-hmm.
look after it and things. The higher the level, and then it's sort of you can sell it for more money, I suppose. But
Mm-hmm.
I reckon there's going to be people who don't even want to sell them; they just want to keep them.
Just wanna keep them, yeah. Yeah, who doesn't want to have a horse that says Virtual Farmer, StanTheMan, or Silver News? Come on, that would be awesome. Okay.
Well, I was just thinking, what would be nice is if a modder, maybe it's in the game, maybe we don't know yet, but it'd be nice if a modder could attach like a machine, like a plow or
Mm-hmm.
a cultivator on the back of the horse. I think that'd be quite good.
Right, so guys, we're gonna talk a little bit more about the new game. We're gonna talk about Gamescom. you have now the possibility to write any questions, and will be more than happy to answer them. So I'm gonna give you guys 2-3 minutes to ask your questions, and then we shall move on. Okay, so Joe, what do you think about Gamescom in general? Just these big gaming events and their effect on just developers showing their games, people able to touch the product that developers have been working for the past, I don't know, year or two. What do you think about these gaming events in general?
I think it's good because developers and game creators and things they can go to the gaming events and they can go with they can sort of it's all right speaking online with the community, talking on Twitter in the comments or on Discord or something, these developers, but getting actually up close and personal with them and going to an event and talking to them face to face, I think that's a really good thing. And I think it's a good sort of way for them to sort of get to know the people who play the game a lot more. So
Mm-hmm.
and people get to play the games earlier as well, and they can sort of give their input before the game comes out face to face with the developers. So I think it's a really good thing.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, I was thinking about going to Gamecom this year, and I was this close actually to grab my backpack, grab my recording gear, and just go. But I was able to. That's another another topic. But I've been to these type of events before, smaller. I've been in Bulgaria and Romania, and I can definitely agree that just being able to talk to the person who has been working on that particular game for a year, two, three, doesn't matter. Especially, I was able in Romania last year. There was this big gaming event, and I managed to talk to a small indie studio that we're gonna talk about the indie games later on, but this guy has been working on this game for the last 3 years, giving everything that he's got, and he was so open for the feedback. And I was like, "You created this by your own?" And he said, "Yes, half of the game I created by my own. The most hard stuff, the code he created by his own." So it is just amazing being able to talk to firsthand to the people who are actually creating the products. So these gaming events are definitely interesting. Of course, let's not forget that outside of just being able to play the game, also you're able to feel the amazing atmosphere of Gamescom, for example, or E3 or TwitchCon. So yeah, awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, but what do you think that, for example, um, through the years, we have seen a bunch of examples where people are hyped about the product, and just being able to see a live demo or being able to play the game and the feedback is negative and the game is AAA. What do you think? Do you think that when people are overhyped and you show your product at Gamescom or just big gaming event, this can be knife with two blades?
Mm. Yeah, I mean it is risky for them because they're right there with the community, and I suppose if the community doesn't like something, then they're going to say it straight to them. But it's if they have a good enough game and they obviously uh take the community's advice and sort of heed the messages that they want, and they put them in the game, I suppose it's not as risky for them, and they're happy to do it.
Mm-hmm. By the way, we have the perfect example from this year's Gamecom. One of the most anticipated games of next year is Cyberpunk 2077, and we were able to see the first. Actually, let me try and find a link to the gameplay so you guys know what I'm talking about. So just say Cyberpunk 2077. Let me see if I can find some, because people were crazy when got crazy when we got the first CGI trailer 3 years ago. So people were, oh my god, this game looks awesome, oh my god, this game is crazy, but we didn't see any gameplay for the past 3 years. And Red City Project, the creators of the Witcher series, they didn't even show a gameplay on Gamescom. It was okay, they showed the gameplay, but it was a private session, so only a few handpicked people were able to watch the game. And okay, I think I managed to get a gameplay video out of it. Let me see real quickly. Yep. Okay, so let me copy the link for you guys and show it to you. Over here should be fine. Just a sec. Let me load the video. Alrighty. Okay. There we go. Hello? It just doesn't. Okay, fine. It just doesn't want to load up. Okay, let me try this again. So yeah, and people went crazy when there was no video and only those handpicked people, journalists, game developers, professional game testers were able to see the gameplay. And just from their first thoughts of the game, and they told the community that the game was awesome, the game was crazy. And for the regular Joe, nothing was shown. And then people went crazy. They started spamming the Twitter page of Cyberpunk. They started messaging people on Facebook, come on, we want to see some gameplay, let's go. And you know what happened? Yesterday or 2 days ago, CD Projekt actually released almost 1 hour of gameplay, and people lost their minds. And I'm still trying to find this Cyberpunk gameplay. Let me try doing this. Let me see if that's actually gonna work. So just the power of the community, guys, just the power of the community. Okay, for example, if Farming Sim didn't show us any gameplay videos for everybody to see, just for the handpicked, and just the community get together and start spamming, come on, show us the gameplay, just the power of the community. Awesome. I think I managed to find the video I was looking for. Let me see if I can load this up. Okay, just a sec. Let me see if that will work. Yep, there we go. Beautiful. Alrighty.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Yes. There we go. I'm just showing you. There we go. Alrighty. So now you're able to see the live gameplay that was shown a few days ago. Let me see if I can switch up a little bit. So what is this game all about? Okay, we can play the video from here. So what this game is all about, you're actually in a real life world. It's a, some say it's RPG, some say it's MMORPG. My personal thoughts are, I do think that's in the middle, because you can play the game with friends, multiplayer of course, because it's gonna be in multiplayer sessions, but of course you can play the game by yourself, and all the protagonists you can play, they can be AI or they can be your friends. So I do think it's in the middle. This game is a huge project that I really hope goes well. I hope it doesn't go down the drain. So also one thing we forgot to mention is we can see we do have examples of developers showing crazy demos about the game, and later on when the final product comes out, it's nothing like the E3 or Gamescom gameplay demo. I think one of the examples we can give over here is Watch Dogs. A few years ago, the gameplay trailer from E3 and Gamescom was crazy. Okay, it was amazing, but when the final version came out, nothing like that. So what do you think about just developers pushing their gameplay demo at the max and promising a bunch of features or a bunch of stuff about the game, and then they cannot deliver?
Yeah, there's been a few. Oh, I forgot the name of it now. There was a game which was like, it was more sort of space.
Ah,
It was
No
like,
Man's Sky.
It was more sort of space-like.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that was. I think that was it.
Yep.
Yeah, there was that, and a lot of people had real big hype for that. They was real looking forward to it.
It was
And
one of me. I wanted that game so bad.
yeah, and yeah, it came. Well, they showed some footage of it, and people have got it, and yeah, a lot of people did not. You know, it wasn't what they was expecting. Let's just say that.
Oh yeah. So I was in the US when the hype started, and I can really see people getting crazy about the game. Media coverage, news coverage. Yo, do you know that in this brand new PC game you can have quadrillions planets? You can have the unlimited possibilities to play the game and connect with your friends, and everybody was crazy, especially my American friends. They went crazy about the game. The hype was so big. And when the game actually came out and I was in Bulgaria already, I can see the hype just was up and so quickly. The community was so frustrated, so angry that even some people tried to lawsuit the company for lying commercially, not delivering promises, and the game was pulled out from Steam even for quite a while. But this is another example because the game spent, I don't know, probably for the last year and a half just bringing more updates, changing stuff, fixing game breaking bugs, but I think the harm is done already, and it's just the hype, it's not the same. We had the biggest update No Man's Sky saw probably a month ago or a month and a half, and they implemented a bunch of features that should have been in the base game when it came out. But I do to this day see mixed reviews, and one of the Twitter responses I saw was, "It is too late," and that's it. And it had around 5,000 likes. That person just wrote, "Sorry, it's too late for me." And yes, Virtual Farmer, that's correct. No Man's Sky was a Kickstarter game. The problem it had is just the creator of the game, I can't remember his name, just promised too much and he wasn't able to deliver. And in different interviews, especially interviews that were very close to release, he continued mentioning that all of the features that we didn't see were in the game. So yeah. And yeah, Virtual Farmer, yeah, that's correct. That's why people were suing, because they sent a bunch of money to the developer team, and the developer team wasn't able to deliver the promises. All right, so any final thoughts about Cyberpunk, or we should move on?
No, really. It looks like a good game. I'm not too I don't know too much about that game, so I haven't looked into it. I probably will do now though. You know, but with all these sort of futuristic games, what I sort of feel is they're all sort of, they're really industrial. You know, it looks really, they sort of portray that the world in 2077 is going to be really, you know, really horrible. when it doesn't have to be, it could be really beautiful. You know, but
yeah. Okay, cool. All right, guys, so I think we can move on. Let's talk about a little bit more Euro Truck Simulator and American Truck Simulator. We do have a brand new update, and Virtual Farmer, isn't Cyberpunk 2077 a Kickstarter game too? No, it's developed by CD Projekt, the creators of The Witcher 3. Right, so I do have a video from now I forgot the name of the content creator. Just a sec, so let me play the video for you. Let me see. It's Squirrel. Of course, I have a gameplay video from Squirrel. How can I forget his name?
Of course.
Of course. Stan is just being silly. So, Squirrel, this video is his. I just stole it. Okay, I admit it. I stole his content so I can show it to you guys. We can see that Euro Truck and American Truck Simulator has a brand new update, and it's gonna bring trailer ownership. This means that finally people that been asking this for years, okay, people have asking for small details like, can we roll down the windows? Can I smack my bubblehead doll? But nope. And finally, with this brand new update, we can have trailer, guys. Okay, you can go buy a trailer and just fill it with a bunch of goods and transport it. Or for example, you can buy the trailer and you can hook it up to a truck, get a driver to drive that truck, move on, and you can make tons of cash. So I do think that just this new mechanic in the game, the developers of the Euro Truck had to even create a brand new economy system for the trailer ownership, so the game doesn't break. So Joe, what do you think about this brand new update? Do you think that it's gonna help us immerse even more to the game? And what do you think about just in general of the game itself and the new update?
Yeah, well, having more sort of ownership of things in the game, having more things that are sort of owned by a player, um, it sort of expands on the company and things. Because I mean, you get your trucks now and you get your garages and everything. So having trails and things, it's definitely expands on sort of the whole concept of having your own trucking company. I'm just looking here on the SES blog, and it says I'm looking at the American one because it's come out for American truck now in the 1.32 beta, and it does look very good. You can change the you can have like a tandem trailer, two trailers, and it's yeah, it looks really good. It's a good feature. The change logs are trailer ownership, major UI changes. The job filters have had a redesign. Some of the old trailers have been discarded and redesigned. I mean, there's power airlines on AI vehicles. There's a lot of new changes to this new update, so it's definitely good.
One of the things when I saw Squirrel's video that you guys are able to see, we can even see it right now that you are actually able to just manipulate how your trailer is gonna look. Get it some cosmetic upgrades. So currently we only have cosmetic upgrades. Unfortunately, we can switch the chassis, have steerable axles in the back, but that doesn't change the physical behavior of the trailer that much. But imagine just the modding community, how many mods there gonna be about the trailer. We already had a bunch of mods about trailers, but now with the trailer ownership and just to be able to customize your trailer, I think that the modding community is gonna immerse even more. Like, okay, now Squirrel is showing us a little bit more about adding some stuff, and this is from the core game. Imagine a bunch of mods adding a bunch of stuff. I think that's gonna be amazing because you can really customize your trailer and customize your truck in the meantime. And we know that there is this feature about Euro Truck called Euro Truck Online, Euro Truck World. We have the VTCs, different companies created online, and we can create custom trucks and we can create now custom trailers. So definitely when we play the game and we see this particular truck with a particular trailer, we say, okay, you know what, I know this company is, for example, DHL. So you can have these yellow trucks with the yellow trailer with a big name called DHL. I think it's awesome, especially for the online feature of the game.
Definitely, and they're expanding on the the Baltic Sea as well. They brought an update out for that. That's obviously that's closer to where you live, into the Baltic Sea. I mean, obviously you live sort of in south, more south of Europe, southeast, but it's good feature.
I am the southeast of Europe.
Yeah,
I am the southeast.
Yeah, so it's down, but the Baltic Sea is more north, isn't it? And they said they're going to be having they're going to be adding some parts of Russia in the Baltic Sea, so that's a good bit.
Also, with the new game update of Euro Truck and American Truck, we have the new pro mods, and I am gonna load a video for you guys to show you. Just a sec. There we go. I think that, yep, there we go. Alrighty, let me do this and then over here. So again, this is a video from Square himself. He did a review, or like a first view of the new promotes update, and I do want to find a particular spot of the video where we see the map itself and how immersive. I think I managed to get this done over here. Should be fine. Okay, so as we can see, we do have a bunch of roads added. Just take a look at around Italy, around Germany, and also with the brand new update, the developers of the Euro Truck Simulator game, they have revisited Germany and they're gonna re-upgrade the roads, because if you guys don't remember, the first time when Euro Truck came out, it had Germany in it, and Germany is one of the first countries, and it hasn't been touched yet since the very beginning of the game. So what we were able to what the developers have decided to do is to go back, revisit Germany, and re-upgrade all the roads, change some details, change some graphics in there, just because Germany, as one of the first countries in the game, is a little bit behind. Over here, like Joe told you in just a sec, we are able to let me see, just find the video out of it. Is what? I can't find it. It's
But
the Baltics.
talking about Germany, SCS in the new update, they've revisited Germany and they've changed some things. So SCS, they're going back to their own places, and we're working on things as well. I'm looking. In the new Pro Mods update, England, the UK, that's London. That's had like you can go over the bridge now through near Parliament and everything. That's there's a lot of new different changes in the new Pro Mods, but I would like SCS as well to. I mean, they're doing Germany now. Eventually, go and do the UK, because the UK needs a big upgrade as well.
So I just came to the official Euro Truck Simulator page, and I'm gonna read about a bunch of the updates we're gonna get. So let me see. No, this is oh, actually this is from the recent update, so carry on until I find it.
Yeah, it's the UK. I mean, like I say, you can go through near Parliament now. You can see the Eiffel, not the Eiffel Tower, the London Eye, and it's it's looking good. And you can see, there's sort of humpback bridges through the west of the UK, and you can go through the countryside and go through the tight roads and the tight buildings and everything. So, and that's with Pro Mods. So it's as we know, Pro Mods, they are in a lot of ways just as good as SCS. I mean, there's been a lot of different companies, well, not companies, but sort of modern teams that have come out who have who have built maps and things. And but Pro Mods has definitely been one of the best ones to date. There has been a few other good ones, but Pro Mods has definitely done the best job, I would say. And yeah, having Pro Mods in the game, it's just it's just a massive expansion, and it's mods that make the game. Make Farm Simulator and Euro Truck and American Truck, and it's what keeps them going. And hopefully one day it'll all be exactly like it is in real life. So it'll be quite a nice feature.
So I managed to find the stuff we were talking about earlier. So this post has been made on the 23rd of May 2018, is revisiting Germany. So what I'm gonna about to read is straight from the official CIC Software's blog page. So, revisiting Germany. We are excited by all the positive feedback coming back from the fan community regarding the comprehensive Euro Truck Simulator 2 update 1.31. We cannot redo the whole country, aka Germany, in one quick step though. The land area is huge, comparable to any newer map DLC. For comparison, we are in the process of pumping well over 30 man years of effort into our upcoming Beyond the Baltic Sea DLC. We do not want to slow down our progress on new content for ETS2 or ATS. Quite the contrary. So we need to dedicate a separate team within CSC that would be committed to refreshing the older map content. This means Germany, this means a little bit of Austria, a little bit of France. I mean, I think France was one of the first DLCs, correct? Or oh, Going East was the first one with Poland. I think Going East was one of the first DLCs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
Then was it Scandinavia after that?
no, I do think that France was that and then Scandinavia. Doesn't matter. So now about the trailer ownership. So trailer ownership may not necessarily have the same meaning for everybody. Different people may have slightly different ideas of what it should include and how far it should go in depicting reality. In our games with lots of different systems layered on top of each other, we had to figure out a way to add the feature without breaking the existing gameplay loop, which has been very much okay for the majority of the millions of players who tried the game over the years, while bringing enough of change for people eager for more depth. And Euro Truck Simulator, I do think, is one of the best examples of how a game can stood time. So this game came out 2013, I think, right? Or 2012. It was
Something around there.
quite a while ago, so 5 years, and even today, it has one of the strongest communities ever. For example, Star Wars Battlefront, a huge community flop. Battlefield, to be honest, every new installment of Battlefield games brings different type of communities. Call of Duty as well, but Euro Truck, maybe Farming Sim, I'm not sure, but I think that Euro Truck has one of the strongest community base in the game industry because just this game has came out 5 years ago. We haven't seen any graphical updates, only mechanical updates and a little bit of details here and there with a bunch of DLCs, but just the graphics doesn't feel outdated. You've played Euro Truck, I've played Euro Truck. This game feels like it came out this year. I mean, we do have Train Simulator, we do have Construction Simulator, all these simulation games compared to Euro Truck. I'm not sure, but sometimes when I see videos about a particular simulator game compared to Euro Truck, I do feel that, for example, that particular game is even older than Euro Truck. So I definitely think that Euro Truck is a perfect example of how a game can stood time. Okay, let me see, do I'm missing something? Okay, so the change log about Euro Truck is trailer ownership, major UI changes, main menu, company management screen, dealership, etc. Job filters is redesigned, some of the old trailer discarded and redesigned. Scania 2016 is added to the AI traffic. Big double type trailers have been added as well. They will try to update part of Germany map, but like we said earlier, it's not gonna be the whole country, just major parts of it. Lightning improvements, power airlines on AI trucks as well, which is actually kind of awesome. Rendering is speeding up, options for automatic parking brake, and the speed limit in France is dropped to 80 kilometers on some roads. Awesome, awesome, awesome. One of the things I want to ask about the Euro Truck Simulator is, do you think that soon we will see Euro Truck 3?
Nope, I don't think so. I think they're sort of. I think they want to just sort of expand on Euro Truck Simulator 2 and make that. I think that's their sort of. It's just I think DLCs and things. I think that's what sort of keeps them going. I don't think they have any expectations for ETS3. Maybe not yet. Not unless they're going to change the whole graphics engine and everything, you know.
And
which may happen one day, but I don't think it's anything as of yet they want to do.
yep. Also, this is the perfect time to ask you, do you think that if, for example, Giants have continued adding more content into Farming Simulator 17, or just call it Farming Simulator 2, for example, or just Farming Simulator, do you think that it can have the same stud of time like Euro Truck has, just not having a brand new installment of the game, just upgrading the game, having more game breaking features, adding different DLCs like they already did, but it's more like a content. And Euro Truck with the game updates, they're just implementing more and more stuff. For example, like they can even stop adding DLCs, CSC software, they can stop adding features and they just can create a new game, but they don't do it. I do think that they know, okay, you know what, we have something over here, we are just gonna make it better and better. And it takes them quite a while to add updates. We don't see regular updates, we do see probably 2-3 updates a year, but those 2-3 updates are very, very good. So do you think that Farming Simulator has the same possibility?
Yeah, I mean they could have, but I think with some companies it works and some companies it doesn't. That's just my view on it. I mean, some people have their own views, but um, I think having the sort of hype for a new game is quite healthy as well, uh, as long as you're going to have a good product. So, like SCS, they just keep bringing out DLCs and things, but and new updates and things. But that's them just sort of upgrading the game, like you say.
Mm-hmm.
Say with FarmSim, I suppose it's just how the company sort of sets it up from the start, and having a new game coming out, making the hype, it sort of gets people in the community all excited for the new game, and it's probably healthy for it. But yeah, I think it works with some and some it doesn't. I would say,
Mm-hmm.
as long as there's a good there's like a good product afterwards, and it's not going to be crap. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. All right, so I do think that this is enough about Eurotrack. We can move on, and the last topic I want to cover is the power of indie game, folks. And over here I have loaded my latest recording of Graveyard Keeper, which big thumbs up for the dev team for providing me with the key. What I want to ask you is, what do you think about the power of indie games and just in general the indie game franchises that we see more and more getting on top of the Steam charts of the most popular games? Just in general, what are your thoughts about the indie games nowadays?
Well, I mean, I've never played Gravedigger, but I have played a few other indie games in the past, um, and it's pretty. I find it quite interesting how indie games, from when when these type of games first came out, many decades ago, well, many years ago, it was out in the early 2000s, late 19s. It's good that they're still around and people enjoy them, and there's just there's some kind of ring to these games, I think, that people just sort of enjoy. And I like top down games. I've played Prison Architect a lot, and that's a
Mm-hmm.
top down game. And I think it's just sort of there must just be something there that people enjoy, because I don't see many people going back and playing, let's say, the first Farm Sim or the first GTA. I suppose there'll still be people who do it, but the majority of people don't. But with these type of games, these indie games, that people do, they just keep going back to them and they enjoy them. So I think there's some kind of ring there, that people
Mm-hmm.
uh, have an interest for it.
Yep. And I do think that one of the key features about indie games is graphics, because um they're just I right now I'm trying to think about the indie game which is a heavy graphic demand game, and I cannot think about it. So I do think that indie one of the main plus about an indie game is just how easy it is to be played. And by easy I mean your computer doesn't need to be that powerful. Also, usually the story in the indie games is amazing. Okay. And also it has more personal touch, because usually the indie game developers are smaller studios, having smaller team that's working on the game. And I do think that's one of the key features about, for example, Graveyard Keeper is a perfect example. Prison Architect, perfect example, developed by 2 people. And Prison Architect is one of the most popular indie game. It came out like what, 2 years ago, 2015. Minecraft is even considered as a indie game, and it's being developed for the first 2-3 years by one person in his apartment. I mean, come on, amazing stuff are happening.
Yeah, I used to play Minecraft, and I don't anymore, but I used to go on it quite a lot. And there's just some kind of ring with these games that people. I'm saying ring, but it's just there's something there, that people just. It's I'm quite
There
a
is
creative
something
person.
special about these games.
Yeah, there's something that just sort of resonates with us, and yeah, it's definitely interesting how it sort of plays out with people.
Okay, so we are at time, folks, so I'm gonna give you 2-3 minutes to ask some questions, and me and Joe will be more than happy to answer them. But let's just recap today's episode. So we started off with the Farming Simulator 19. We talk about all the new features, for example, crop destroying, fertilize spraying, horses being added, the main difference in land buying the features. For example, right now in the new game, you're not gonna buy a field, you're gonna buy a parcel of land and everything that contains inside. Then we switched off to Gamescom. We gave our thoughts about Gamescom, Euro Truck Simulator, the new update. Help me out here, Joe. I don't forget anything. Cyberpunk, indie games. What else?
Yeah, it was Farm Sim, Euro Truck, American Truck, Gravekeeper. We didn't get into World of Tanks. We was going to get into that, but
yeah, we are at time. Next
Yeah.
time. And I do think so. I'm gonna recap World of Tanks and War Thunder real quickly. I did wanted to talk about a little more, but we're at time. So what I'm gonna say is, War Thunder is gonna have a brand new update, and it's gonna add helicopters in the game, which is crazy. We're gonna have first American helicopters, the Hueys added in the game, and the Russian style helicopters. And for World of Tanks, it just had one of the biggest updates again. A few maps were added, old maps that were removed were re-added and remade. And soon we're gonna have the first wheeled vehicles. We're gonna have the French light tank AMX change from tracks to wheels, and this is gonna bring more immersiveness into the gameplay. But we're gonna leave this to another episode. I think we can leave it here. Thank you very much to Silver News, Joe Burns himself, the living legend over here, folks. So thank you very much for being my guest. Any thoughts?
Yeah, it's thank you for having me, and it's been fun. We've spoken about a lot of things, and yeah, hope to join you again someday.
Awesome. So once again, folks, thank you very much for joining us for another episode of Across the Border. So yeah, thank you again, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye for now.
Bye.